Hi everyone, Theresa here, and today I'm going to be putting together a layout in my traveler's notebook with you. It's a new year, so I wanted to start a brand new traveler's notebook to journal and scrapbook in. And the first thing I wanted to do was create a title page for 2017. So the first thing I have here is a little bit of journaling that I printed on a piece of vellum. And printing out journaling for your traveler's notebook is really simple. If you're using Word or Pages, you have the option of splitting your page into columns. And I just divided this page into 2 columns. And the preset left and right margins are 1 inch from the edge. So I just adjusted the left and right margins to about 1/2 inch. So the words went more towards the edge of the page. And here I have one that I already cut down to 4 by 8. And then for this layout, I'm going to be using the Roman Holiday Documenter Kit. And when I saw this 2017 Bring on the New gold embellishment, I knew that I wanted to use this on a title page. And so then I pulled out some of the other pieces that match this with the, you can see this also has the gold. This one has gold. So I pulled out the gold and some of the black and white pieces that would work with this. And I was pulling out all the embellishments, like I was pulling all these out and I was just laying them out. I thought it would be cool to kind of put together a layout with just some random cut pieces like this and cut down these journaling cards or these patterned ones to kind of fill in the rest of the space. And then I also have a family photo from a recent trip that I'm actually going to add onto there too. And I just used a collage app on my phone to print a smaller size photo. Now I do use a Documenter Kit for pocket pages, but I love smaller formats for my memory keeping. So I love using the Documenter Kit in my memory planners and my traveler's notebooks. There's tons of patterns and colors in the kit's embellishments that are already sized perfectly for, you know, the smaller sized scrapbook layouts. So Documenter Kit is definitely not just for pocket pages. So let's get started on this layout. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to adhere everything onto the vellum first, and then I'm going to put it into the traveler's notebook. This makes it a little bit easier so that when I'm cutting these down, I don't have to worry about exact measurements. They can kind of hang off of the vellum, and I can cut the anything that's hanging off at the end. Let's see. I don't really have a plan. I'm just gonna kind of place things and then just fill in, cut these down and fill them in. When I'm working with any colors, like here I have all these pieces with the gold, I want to make sure that I spread them out so that there's a little bit of gold everywhere rather than, you know, kind of putting them all together like that. I want to make sure all the colors spread out everywhere. Or even on, like, if you're doing a 2-page layout, if you have gold on, you know, one side, you want to make sure you put a little bit of gold on the other side, just kind of balance everything out. So I just want to place these, and then I'm just going to start gluing them down. And I'm going to go right to the edge on these because when I put it into the traveler's notebook, there's going to be a little bit of space around this. And before I started, I already measured the height of these pieces so that when I cut other things to fill in, I already know what size to cut them. Now I think I'm going to put this photo right here, so I just want to cut that down. And you'll have to excuse my really squeaky paper trimmer. So I'm cutting this photo down to 2.5 inches. Go right next to this one. And let's see. I didn't quite measure this one. I'm just going to let this one kind of hang off and cut it down at the end. And let's see. This one's 2 inches, so I'm going to cut this. Again, I'm not measuring the width. Cut that down at the end. Actually, that one I kind of cut perfect. And for this last one, I think I'm actually going to go back and use the stripes again. I'm not going to worry too much about being perfect. Okay, so I have all my pieces in place, and I just want to take some scissors and just trim off these pieces that are hanging off. And then when I go to adhere it in here, I'm going to put the adhesive where I have the embellishments and the photos and stuff, just so that you don't see the adhesive through the vellum on the other side. Go ahead and center that on the page. That's it. That's my title page. I really love the simplicity of how this came out. I love the gold embellishments. So I hope you enjoyed this little quick tutorial, and I can't wait to see what you guys create with the Documenter kit.